Hello everyone, here psst.one, welcome back. Today a new interview with a Spanish creative guy. His name is Lasal. He's based here in Berlin. His works are focused on interactive installation and visual in real time through VEV. But he will talk about it, so enjoy! How did you start with visuals?
Wow, back in the days in 2008, 2007, I started using Modulate and this kind of software. So actually I was looking for a programming environment to do my own tools, but yeah, at that moment I was trying with Modulate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then in 2009 I moved to Berlin and I did that more seriously. So I started to work with VVV. It's a kind of tool. You can do pretty much everything you want with it. It's pretty close to pure data or max MSP, the way you program the things. But yeah.
And why did you choose VEV?
Because it's very, very reliable, so it's easy and very light. So in comparison with other software, at that moment the performance was a big issue. So the computers weren't too powerful at that moment, and then that was the main thing for me. So to do complex stuff in a small machine. And also I feel very comfortable with the user interface, so it's not too fancy, so it looks professional, and I can work a long time with the tool without to get bored of the user interface. So it didn't happen to me with other ready-made tools like Modulate, for example. At some moment I was limited by the tool. I wanted to do more, but it was too complicated. Actually, I was doing some Python scripting in order to make it bigger, but it wasn't my way of working. So, and when I found VVV, it was very, very natural. Actually, after 2 years working with VVV at home, I got my first job.
But you have a background of coding.
No, actually I studied building engineer. So I'm not coming from arts at all, so my background is more graphical. So I learned a lot of graphics, blueprints, this kind of stuff at the school, but I don't have really an artistic background. What I did when I was, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, I was playing in several bands, music bands in Canary Islands, and maybe this artistic part is coming from the music, not from the graphics. Yeah, I wanted to focus on one thing, and it's not easy to work in visuals and in the sound at the same time. You lose focus. I tried that several times, and I prefer to work with a musician on the same level than to do everything by myself.
But all this year you grow your experience in a way, and you worked in huge project. One that I remember is the Philharmonic of Hamburg. You are every time inside this big team. You never thought to open your own studio and create your own activity with your name?
I don't know if it's my natural way of working, so I prefer to work with different kind of studios, but I don't feel, it doesn't feel very comfortable. So having a studio and giving other people's job, you know what I mean? So I prefer to be part of several studios and move around those studios. So maybe I'm too independent. Yeah. But I really love to work with other people.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't feel that you miss something of your artistic part, or you are in the work also the part where you can propose your point of view.
Normally, when I work in this kind of projects, I'm part of maybe not the first artistic decisions, but I take a lot of artistic decisions, and also I take care of part of a system, so the animation part of a system. And this is what I'm doing lately. So the last 2 years, I'm doing more coordinating people, so organizing animation tools for all of them, and also doing my part. So, yeah, this is why maybe there are not many new works of me on the last 2 or 3 years, because I'm focused on other kind of stuff right now. This is not maybe it's not so visible than the other stuff that I was doing many years ago, but yeah, it pays the rent and I'm happy with it.
In fact, I know you since 2011, I guess. Yeah, the first performance that I saw from you was 2011 at LPM. How was, for example, the collaboration with Plaster?
Wow, that was very interesting. I was doing a performance with Lars Ulrich. It was called Form und Zeit, and we present that on Instituto Cervantes, I think at the end of 2009 or something like that. And Gian Claudio, the plaster guy, came to me with a CD, and he said me, "Hey, I want to work with you. I want to do a collaboration with you." And at the beginning, I was a bit skeptic about that, but yeah, he tried a couple of times, and at the end, we organized a sort of event in Bergen Kantine, and it was pretty successful event with Frank Berschneider, Plaster, Lars Ulrich and me doing the Formum Side performance. And thanks to that, I got my first job in Berlin.
What was the concept of your visual behind Plaster back in the days and now?
Honestly, I don't really think about the concept. So the concept is a kind of thing that is coming naturally through the creation process. So I don't have an idea when I start to work with music or with moving bodies or dance or these kind of things. So it happens very natural. So the most common thing along those works is the way of animating. So I really like this kind of very organical animations, and I try to make this combination with a very digital look and very organic movements. Yeah, I mix several techniques. I'm not really... I do a lot of things in generative design, but also I play a lot with video footage in other contexts. For example, in Tenerife, I have some friends, they are organizing a festival called Keroxen. I think this is the 10th edition. So, and I collaborate with them a lot. They have a big screen, a lot of projectors. And this is the perfect place to play other kind of stuff. So because of the lineup is very different every night. Okay. So from classical, so contemporary classical music until techno music. So, and you can expect any kind of style, and you have to improvise during the night. So, and sometimes the best way is to use video footage for that. And it feels very comfortable also working with other kind of media, so, or real-time cameras, or this kind of, or real-time realization, so production. I really like it. So not just working with the graphics, but adding a bit more, I don't know, more content to the visuals during the night, and yeah. It's more for the audience than for me. but I have a lot of fun as well.
Yeah, yeah, I can imagine that. What is the power of the shader in your opinion?
This is just a tool. So you can even do a very good animation without any kind of shading, so just dots or these kind of things. But I think graphic cards are a very, very powerful tool, even when you are not using them for this purpose, but I don't know, for machine learning or this kind of stuff. You can do a lot of funky stuff with graphic cards, not just as a graphical output, but to do some calculations or for cryptocurrency mining or these kind of things.
Yes, for sure. But yeah, my curiosity now is to generate in a different way respect to what we are used to see. Until 3 years ago was everything about line and minimal stuff.
Yeah, very low poly, and now it's more fluid and against the low poly thing. So if you see a triangle right now,
yeah, it's not.
It's not fancy anymore. So you have to be fluid and smooth, and I don't know.
Yeah.
For all the projects I'm doing now or I'm going to do the next year, there are not lines, there are not low poly stuff. Yeah.
Only fluid.
Or very, very good shadings or this kind of very organic forms. So I think we had like 10 years of low poly stuff everywhere, on advertising, on everywhere. So mostly on the car industry. So actually it's very, very masculine somehow, this kind of straight lines, and I think the design is going in another way, so everything is going to be more feminine somehow.
Yes.
I hope so.
Do you want to talk to me about something that we didn't talk?
Yeah, maybe I would like to mention that I'm also doing parametric sculptures, so made of paper and cardboard. So this is other part that I'm developing since, I think 3 years ago. I started to develop this idea in order to mix generative stuff or generative design with my engineering studies. And I start to create a sort of parametric design library in VVV and VL also. VL is a meta language inside VVV, and you can do a lot of things without coding. So
but it's a node inside VVV?
It's node based.
Me, I'm out VVV.
It's node based. It's like a VVV inside VVV. It's node based, but you work in a deeper level. You can define other kind of stuff. So it's more complex, but it's more powerful. And I'm developing since a while this kind of library in order to build my own sculptures made of paper. It's pretty useful for mapping situations or these kind of things. But you can do very, very complex objects.
Did you already produce something real?
Yeah. I gave some workshops lately. Yeah, the last 2 years. And on every node meeting, we have a VVV meeting every 2 or 3 years in Frankfurt. And on every node, I give a workshop about parametric design. So